Straight ahead on 12 News, a young girl with a mature heart. How this 9-year-old is making a difference at her school. Then, a Brooklyn Center man makes his case for barbecue.
This is good sauce, and people deserve to have good food.
Why his homemade sauce is starting to pick up steam. But first, the kind of theft you have to look up to see.
I think it's a very bold crime.
12 News starts right now. Hello everyone and thanks for joining us. Robbinsdale police continue to investigate the recent thefts of rooftop air conditioners from 2 businesses.
The thefts occurred August 5th at Travail and Pawn America. We get more now from Eric Nelson.
Yeah, Alex and Mike, this is all about the pursuit of copper, a metal that has value on the open market. The thief or thieves removed the copper coils from both air conditioners and they pulled off the heist in the middle of the night.
We don't have any suspects at this point. We just know that somebody came during the overnight hours. Unfortunately, there's also no surveillance video from the area. Our best advice is just, have people be vigilant. If there are people out in the nighttime hours and you think they need to get checked on, call 911.
This isn't the first time that copper has been stolen from AC units on rooftops. In late January, thieves orchestrated a similar copper caper in Crystal as they scaled Doyle's Bowling and Lounge and removed the tubing. It is similar to what happened in Robbinsdale at Pawn America and Travail. It's a gutsy and risky thing for thieves to try to accomplish.
I think it's a very bold crime. Whoever did this obviously had the knowledge of what they were looking for, brought tools and possibly ladders to get access to these rooftops. And unfortunately, nobody saw them do that, but very bold.
Now, according to Robbinsdale police, Travail estimated the loss of their AC unit to be $10,000, and Pawn America reported a loss of $8,000. Mike?
All right, thanks, Eric. Well, Plymouth residents concerned about the color of their water shouldn't worry, according to city officials. A city spokesperson says the discoloration is the result of routine maintenance work with fire hydrants, which causes minerals such as iron to loosen in the pipes. Also, due to high water demand during the summer, some of it may not be completely filtered for iron. But Plymouth officials stress that the water is safe to drink. If you're concerned with the color, you can take care of the issue by letting your outdoor or lower level faucet run until the water is clear. A school is just around the corner, and that means lots of people will be shopping for school supplies.
However, for some, finding enough money to afford supplies is a challenge. Reporter Sonia Goins shows us what one young girl is doing to help her classmates at Champlain Brooklyn Park Academy.
9-year-old Megan Boff is going into the 4th grade this fall, and although she's young, Megan already knows how important it is to help others.
I feel like I should help them because they're my friends, and friends need to depend on one each other.
This is the 2nd year she's collected school supplies.
My mom always told me good education was important. Education was important. And you can't have good education if you don't have the right supplies for it.
School supply lists are long, and some of the items are very expensive, like earbuds for computers.
Pencils, dry erase markers, glue sticks.
Some of those items will be hard to come by, especially since 1/3 of the student population at Champlain Brooklyn Park Academy are on free or reduced lunch.
Our kids are very fortunate to have what they need, but not everyone does. So we're very fortunate, and we want to spread it.
To help her fellow students, Megan put a donation box outside her family's front door.
We've had several people, and they just come. We don't know when they're coming, so they just drop over there.
Every night, Megan empties the blue box and adds items to the pile of donated supplies.
Crayons.
Megan says it feels good to help others.
It makes me feel happy inside. It makes me feel like I came down to earth to do something important in life.
In Champlain, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Get some earbuds because
Megan is collecting items until August 24th, and she especially needs backpacks. You can drop off items over at the Walgreens in Champlain.
A new elementary school in the Wayzata School District isn't open yet, but already plans are in the works to expand. Meadow Ridge is the district's newest elementary school, and even as the process of moving in is underway, the school board decided it was already time to add on. The school was built with future classrooms and support space in mind, but officials didn't think they would have to do it this quickly. The reason is housing developments in the area are being completed 2 to 3 times faster than expected, and planning is underway for new classrooms that will be ready in 2 years.
He is approaching 1 year on the job, and if approved by the Golden Valley City Council, he's due a bump in pay. The City Council will vote this week on whether to approve a 2.5% pay increase for City Manager Tim Cruikshank. It is the same increase proposed for other city employees. Under the proposed increase, Cruikshank could earn close to $150,000 a year, plus a $400 a month automobile allowance. The maximum salary allowed by state law for local government employees is $165,000.
Brooklyn Park officials are getting a look at options for a new large sign outside City Hall. The ideas come with a wide range of price tags. One option is to repair and update the existing sign. That would cost at least $23,000. Other options include changing the lighting and lettering or totally replacing the sign and adding color LED lighting, or even a projector that would light up a wall with community photographs. The EDA has set aside $60,000 to repair and upgrade the old sign, and a decision could be made next month.
Brooklyn Park Police had their work cut out for them in a friendly game of soccer. Police ditched their uniforms for soccer jerseys on Saturday. They played a multicultural organization called the Gentlemen's Club of Suburban Hennepin, which represents several different African nationalities. It is one way that police are trying to foster community relations with minority groups to create understanding and resolve the problems seen in the news across the country.
This is really just a starting point for us in the grand scheme of things here. We do this because it allows us to interact with our community members in a much different way.
In our own communities, our little communities, we can begin to resolve those problems. And hopefully, we can be a model that the rest of the country can learn from.
Brooklyn Park Police expect other events like this one in the future. Still ahead, a retired Metro Transit bus driver who's concocted something spicy and sweet for his retirement career.
And then later in sports, runners come out to support a longtime cross-country coach who retired after nearly 5 decades in the sport.
But first, the heat and humidity return on Tuesday. There's also a possibility for storms Tuesday night. We'll be right back. A new fitness center in Plymouth is promising to whip you into shape.
Frozen City Fitness follows the CrossFit model with lots of high-intensity movements, weightlifting, and core exercises. The difference between CrossFit and the Frozen City program is that clients get a 5-week introduction into the curriculum before starting a more challenging routine.
We don't want people to come in and think CrossFit's day one. CrossFit is intense in nature, but it's not as intense as people think. Intensity comes from you. How much intensity are you going to put into it?
Clients start out doing workouts based on their fitness level, so anybody can participate. Frozen City Fitness members also use an online program that helps them track fitness goals and monitor nutrition. Well, when it comes to good barbecue sauce, you can wander into any local grocery store and you will find dozens of different brands of all varieties on the shelf.
That's true. How do you choose? In this week's Business Matters, a Brooklyn Center man is hoping his family recipe barbecue sauce rises to the top. It's a barbecue with Southern roots, and it's gaining attention in the Twin Cities metro.
We have the original and spicy, and we have a hot and spicy.
Inside this Brooklyn Park grocery store,
Come on around.
at the end of an aisle,
Yeah, he'll get out the way.
near the meats,
Here to try some of my barbecue sauce this morning?
Bill Ashford
Might as well, you're in the neighborhood.
is doing 2 of the things
Okay then.
he does best.
It is a smooth hot. You're gonna like it. Okay. It's a smooth hot.
Talking with people
We're gonna serve you up the original.
and talking about his barbecue sauce.
If I tell you that it tastes good, might as well try it. You can't go wrong.
Get to know
Okay.
73-year-old Bill Ashford.
Hi, my name is Bilyray, and I make barbecue sauce.
He's He's a retired Metro Transit bus driver who now runs a one-man business with his face and name on bottles of Bilyray's old-style barbecue sauce, original and hot and spicy.
It's a good sauce. And people deserve to have good food. And they deserve to put a good sauce on a good piece of meat.
It's not a new sauce.
It's an Arkansas-based barbecue sauce, so that means that it is a sweet barbecue sauce.
The origins of the sauce begin in Arkansas more than 60 years ago, when Bill's father, Kerry Ashford, would make the sauce for his family.
It's a barbecue sauce that was passed down to me from my father. And I've been working on tasting this barbecue sauce for over 35 years.
That family recipe simmered for decades with Bill before it debuted on local grocery store shelves several years ago.
This morning when I started selling my barbecue sauce, we had all the shelves full.
Now, one bottle at a time, Bilyrays barbecue sauce is winning customers over.
It's got a nice heat to it, it's got a nice flavor. It's not too sweet, not too spicy, it's real good.
The sauce got a mention in the August edition of Minneapolis St. Paul magazine as a well-balanced family recipe.
Okay.
And you can find the sauce on shelves at New Hope's Hy-Vee store.
Can't go wrong.
And at Festival Foods throughout the metro.
When you're doing something you enjoy, then it doesn't seem like a job.
Someday, Bill Ashford hopes his barbecue sauce is sold throughout the world. But for now...
Very good.
Well, thank you, sir. Appreciate this.
He just wants you...
You can try either one or you can try both.
...to give it a try.
If you like it, continue to buy it. If you don't, then don't tell nobody.
Bill Ashford does it all himself right now, from making the sauce to delivering it to local grocery stores. But as his business grows, he is planning to add some staff. And we got to try it there. It is good. It's worth a try.
I haven't tried it, but I believe him that it's
That's
good.
right. He's a good salesman, too.
Yes.
Coming up, a celebration of Brooklyn Park and Brooklyn Center's rich diversity.
But first, fall sports officially underway now with the start of practice for local high school football teams. John Jacobson has that story and more next in sports. Well, next to the first real game, this is a big day on the football schedule.
Right, and not too bad of weather. It's going to heat up this week, but not a bad way to kind of break into it. It's go time for local high school football teams. Today marks the first official day of fall practices without pads. The players at Maple Grove High School hit the field this afternoon for the second of their two practices. About 70 players, varsity and junior varsity, are out this fall, with sophomores and freshmen also getting started Monday. Even though the players have been doing summer training, there's something special about this first day.
It feels great. Obviously, we were out here the whole summer, but it's great to get out here and have the helmet on and get excited to get the pads back on too. And it's really fun just to see everyone back out here. I think it's definitely get all of the plays down and just know what we're doing, and just to start picking up the tempo and to play really fast.
It's great. We've been doing stuff all summer, but now it's getting a little bit more full speed. Finally starting to hit each other a little bit. Not quite full speed yet, but yeah, it's fun to see people starting to find their places and everyone's getting to know kind of how things are working out. So,
especially because you're just in helmets, I think it's a lot of just making sure you're kind of getting in the right spots, you're doing things appropriately, so when you get the pads you can practice. I think the first 3 days are a good chance kind of to see everything you know and everything you learned over the summer and try to execute it, so then when the pads come on you can actually play the game a little bit.
We'll have a detailed preview of the Crimson, all of the local high school football squads, and our training camp report starting later this week on 12 News. Today was also the opening day of practice in cross country, soccer, volleyball, girls swimming, and girls tennis. He coached a lot of runners over nearly 5 decades, and they came to honor Rick Kleyman Saturday. 75-year-old Kleyman is retiring after coaching cross country for 49 years. Much of that time was spent as head coach at Armstrong, where he was an original staff member. Most recently, Kleyman's been an assistant at Providence Academy. Runners from all eras of Kleyman's career came to wish him well.
But that's the fun part of coaching a lot of kids. And some kids you see, they come up out of the woodwork, and every year my assistant coach and I would sit down before the season and says, well, who do you think is going to come out of the woodwork and be great this year, you know? And that's what it does. Some kids do that, you know. So it's just a great sport.
For the most part, he was an inspiration, he was a motivator, and the one greatest thing that he taught, I believe, myself and other people on my team was teamwork, how to work together. He instilled a lot of good values.
Kleyman led the group in a 1-mile fun run. He's still active as a runner and is ranked first in his age group in the state. Lovers of the outdoors and hunting gathered at the 35th edition of Game Fair over the weekend. 12 Sports' Jay Wilcox put together a look at some of the sights and sounds of Game Fair.
Of course, Dad doesn't know where it's at. I kind of had a coach. John doesn't know where it's at. What were we like?
The second weekend of Game Fair is this coming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Armstrong Ranch and Kennels in Ramsey. And that is a look at sports.
All right. Thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, a celebration you may not be familiar with that's been going on for more than 2 decades.
We will take you to Igbo Fest coming up next.
And finally, a celebration of West African culture in Brooklyn Park.
Over the weekend, it was Igbo Fest at North Hennepin Community College. The Igbo people are one of the largest ethnic groups in Africa, concentrated largely in southern Nigeria. For the Igbo who have moved to Minnesota, this is an opportunity to showcase their culture.
The Igbo community are very important here in the state of Minnesota. We are a very inclusive community and very much respectful. On the economic side, we contribute a lot to this particular state.
Igbo Fest has been going on for more than 20 years and draws in people from not only the Brooklyn Park and Brooklyn Center areas, but also from across the United States. And the best part is you can try the ethnic foods, enjoy the music, and appreciate the native clothing. And that'll do it. That's news for now. Thanks so much for joining us, everyone.
We will see you back here again Tuesday, starting at 4.